Hi, you guys. It's your girl, Dayna Patreace, aka the Black Fairy, and I am here with another video. I'm here still struggling with my consistency on this channel, but I have not completely given up. I am working on myself and working on my goals and just working on getting better at putting myself out here on this here internet, especially in this space. That being said, my name is Dayna Patreace. I am the Black Fairy. This is the channel Black Fairy Tings. And today we are discussing motherhood. Okay? We are discussing the truth about motherhood. And if you see me looking down, I have notes. And we're going to also be honest about motherhood. Okay? So I chose this topic because I did see it trending on TikTok a while back and it never left my mind. I wanted to definitely come back to this topic because I think it's important. We're going to get into it. I'm going to play the intro and I will get right into exactly why this topic is important, my opinion on this topic, and what I found out here that made me want to do this topic. Okay?
Yes. I fall in love with myself and I want someone to share it with me. I want someone to share me with me.
Okay, y'all, and we are back. Let's get into it. So, why this topic? Well, I want to know why we're shaming women for being honest about their experience in motherhood and how they have some regrets about motherhood and what choices they would have made differently had they known and felt like others were honest with them about this journey that a lot of us enter into with a lot of naive ideas. I'm trying to make sure I don't want to disrespect anybody in regards to motherhood and how it truly affects us as women, not just ourselves, because our hormones change, our body changes. Going through pregnancy, we are literally putting our bodies at risk. And I don't think that there's enough emphasis on that in regards to motherhood and women making the decision to become mothers. Personally, I do think it's needed more. Women are pushed into this, and I said this right but we've been pushed into this role from like the beginning of time. I feel like at least the time of patriarchy. We've been pushed towards this since out of the womb, whether it's TV shows, our toys, programming, movies, just everything pushes women to believe that marriage is one of the highest achievements of motherhood, which I think is total BS. Total BS. Another portion of this is religion. Many of the world is religion. Many of the world's religions are Abrahamic, maybe not many, but some of the most popular are Abrahamic religions, like being Muslim, Christian, etc., that push this propaganda and idea to women and onto women from very young ages. Me personally, growing up Christian, I know that I can say that was pushed on me. Getting married, finding a husband, creating and starting a family was important, and one of the most important roles that I could ever do as a woman, right? Many of them, many men even say it, right? They say, oh, this is your purpose. This is what you're born to do. You have to help create a legacy, a lineage to further progress the human race, which to me is a bunch of bullshit. It just is. And this is all for the benefit of the patriarchy, which if you've been paying attention to my channel, I've been really focusing on. My past few videos were very what's the word I'm looking for? I was very on the necks of the patriarchy and those who uphold it, whether it be men or women. And I want to continue on that journey because I do feel like as we enter into the age of Aquarius, it is the age of divine femininity. And a part of divine femininity is deprogramming patriarchal ideals in that we've had programmed into our minds, and to stop putting that program into the children that are coming into this world. Let's see. Yeah, it's a program and it's a tool of submission. Submission is another thing that I definitely want to continue to take a look into and dissect and deprogram, because I just don't think that it's true for us. I don't think that men in a lot of spectrums, in a lot of spaces, are not being honest with women. And that is the fact that we are, in fact, I'm going to say it, I know I'm going to get some pushback, especially from men, but maybe even some women. But I do think that women are the superior gender. We are superior. I don't understand how someone who can create you and you can't create them could be equal or even beneath you. But we'll get that into that too. We will get into that topic, but just not today. So yeah, even the programming of the nuclear family is, it puts women in this place where it would be, it would steer women away from coming together, even in motherhood, right? The nuclear family kind of keeps it within the family. There's no community. That is also a tool of patriarchy, keeping women isolated, with men at the top. So these are all things that I feel are pushed by the patriarchy, by white supremacy, and by capitalism in order to keep women enslaved. Now, I'm going to take a quick break before we get into it. I do have some videos that I found on TikTok. I'm going to play the video that sparked this conversation. There's a few of them, as well as some more. We'll get into it as we go along. But first, let's take this quick break while I get this together for us.
Hey, you guys, it's your girl, Dayna Patreace, aka the Black Fairy. And I am just here to remind you, please like, share, comment, subscribe, okay? Click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos or any new lives, okay? I will be coming here with more and more information. So please, you don't want to miss out. And this is just a quick reminder and a quick thank you, because it's a free way to support the channel and to support me. I love y'all.
Hi, guys, we're back. And I'm about to get this together. I'm going to share my screen. Share screen. We are going with TikTok. Share. Oops. What's going on here? 1 second, y'all. I'm not used to streaming. I'm sorry, y'all. Why is it? Y'all, hold on. Let me. I'm struggling a bit. Why is it doing this? Y'all. Why is it doing this to me? 1 second. Add to stage. Okay. Oh my gosh, it took me forever to get here. I apologize, y'all. So this video is the video. It was actually a reaction to this video that I first wanted to talk about. So this topic came to me by way of TikTok. It was a reaction video. It was a reaction to this video that I'm going to play first, and then I'm going to play the reaction video of a young woman stating that she was uninterested in hearing women's experiences in motherhood if they are in a position where they feel like they may regret being a mother, motherhood, things like that. We're going to get into it. Let me just play it for y'all, and we will start the video.
No, I am not giving you a safe place to talk about how you don't want to be a mother and how that's the biggest regret that you've ever had in your life. Unpopular opinion, but I don't believe everything deserves a safe place. I don't know. Eat me up in the comments. I really don't care. Because to get online, like I can get you're having these conversations like person to person. Like y'all don't do like on like your mom on the phone with your auntie being messy conversations no more. Like y'all instantly bring shit to TikTok. And my heart goes out to those kids when they get older because as much as y'all think y'all hide the way y'all actually feel, them kids feel how much you don't want to be a mother. I don't care what y'all say. That energy of regret that you have is definitely transferring to your kids. And guess how I know it is? Because y'all are making the videos with the baby in y'all hand. What the fuck? I will never make it a safe place online for you to come and talk about how much you hate motherhood when, in my opinion, there's lots of ways to terminate and avoid. So all of this, I regret being a mother talk. Please keep it in the group chat. No, I am not giving you a safe place to talk about how you don't want to be a mother and how that's the biggest regret that you've ever had in your.
Okay, y'all. So you heard her. She does not want to hear those stories. I definitely understand her perspective. I'm not going to say that I don't. I definitely understand her perspective. I like the way this next video I'm going to play for you breaks it down because she's reacting to this, and I agree with her 100% in this regard of this. I definitely feel like women should have a safe space to do so. I think women should be honest with their children. I don't think that they should be like, I regret you, I hate you. No, no, no. But I think honest conversations, especially, no, I'm not even going to say especially with daughters because it's important with your sons too, to have the conversation about what it is to become a parent, what it is to be a mother, what it is to make a mother, right? Because yes, there's a lot of options, but not everybody has those options, you know, depending on where you are in the world. Now, I am in Toronto, Canada. I am Canadian Jamaican, and I definitely have the resources in my country to terminate, but there's other factors. That's why I brought up religion. That's why I even brought up the structure of family structure and how patriarchy makes us feel. Because in religion, whether you are married or not, you can't get an abortion. A smush motion. I don't think I can say that on YouTube or anywhere else. But you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You are a murderer. This is what they tell us. You are a murderer. You are committing a great sin. You will go to hell. Right? So as much as you say, oh, there's options, some people don't feel or believe that they have those options. They believe that, in a sense, that their sin has led them to motherhood, which in their minds, which is toxic as hell, is a punishment. Right? So I don't think it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Yes, there are options. Yes, maybe you can do it and you can not tell your family. You're not obligated to tell anybody that you've had this procedure done. But again, those internalized indoctrination, the internalized indoctrination that we have as a society towards women who get pregnant and then want to have a smush motion is not the most friendliest place to be. In fact, a lot of those places have people out there with their picket signs. It's not the easiest to get. It's not the easiest to go through. And again, some people may not actually believe that they have that choice. Let me see here. So I want to go, I'm pulling up this next video. And I'm going to pull up the reaction to the video. If I can get it to play. I'm still getting used to this. I've never used TikTok. Hold on a second, yeah. Because I've never used TikTok on my computer, but to share the screen, I'm trying it out. I've never even done videos on my laptop. I usually do it on my cell phone. So this is completely new. But yes, we're going to get into this second video of her reaction because I liked everything she said. And of course, all of these creators will be listed below with the links to the video and their profiles so you can catch them and check them out for yourself. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't agree, maybe you want to follow one of these creators. They'll all be listed in the description box below. Let's get into it.
No, I am not giving you a safe place to talk about how you don't want to be a mother and how that's the biggest regret that you've ever had in your life.
Yikes on a bike with spikes. Don't say it to her, then say it to me. Say it on my page. I'll make it safe. I think her perspective is important, though, so no hate or no shade to this creator. However, new moms, old moms, women that are thinking about being moms, you need to understand that your experiences with motherhood are either going to be really good ones or really bad ones. And the people that you allow in your life while you're experiencing being a mom are either going to make you feel very, very safe or very, very unsafe. And you do need to identify what these people look like. This is about to be a rant. It's about to piss some people off. So unfollow me now. You don't have to announce it. Just go. The truth is, people don't want to hear about being a mom unless it's positive. The Abaya could read at a third grade level now. Yeah. I honestly, being a mom is the best thing that ever happened to me. I wouldn't know what to do if I wasn't a mom. I don't have any skills. I don't have any aspirations. Just be a mom. If something were to happen to my baby, I wouldn't know what to do, because then I wouldn't be a mom. Whenever a woman discloses her discontent or her regrets around motherhood, you'll often hear people say things like, well, why didn't you think about that before you got pregnant, before you became a mom? And it's like, I can't help but to think that one of the reasons why women feel like they'll be so happy and content with having a baby and being a mother is because of the misinformation that's around about motherhood. And when women step up and try to tell the ugly truths, the real truths about what it is and what it looks like to be a mom, people, society tell her to shut up and that they are not going to create a safe space for her. The truth is that there will be things that you regret about motherhood, but being a mother is rewarding, just like accomplishing that degree or getting that promotion at work. It doesn't mean that the process isn't hard as or that there aren't things that you wish you could have done differently. Are you guys okay? Being a single mom is hard. Being a married mom is hard. Being a mom in a poly relationship with 9 people up in a house to help is difficult. You might struggle to take care of your child financially. You might not struggle to take care of them financially, but you might struggle to connect with them. You might feel bad internally because you're not spending enough time with them. It's hard. And stop the narrative that it's not. Want to know a secret? The worst moms are the ones that are online pretending to be the best. It's not funny, but it is. There's some things you will experience being a mom. Crying. Really long spouts of sadness and depression. Some days you will hate yourself. Some days you will hate being a mom. Some days you will hate your mom for not teaching you things that you now have to teach your children. Some days you'll be angry. You'll feel regret and discontent. Some days you'll look around and say, so many people wanted me to have a baby, but when I had this baby, nobody's here to help. Because that's one of the things that you'll experience. So many people give you all their opinions on motherhood and what you should do and how you should have a baby at this time and how you should do this as a mom. But as soon as you are a mom, you will see that village slowly just dwindles away. There'll be days that you look at your partner, your baby daddy, your boyfriend, your husband, but y'all ain't ready for that conversation, and say, you begged me for this. You wanted this. You said you wanted to have a child. Why aren't you actively participating? Why aren't you changing? Feelings that also come with being a mom. You feel happiness. You feel a sense of pride. You feel an immense amount of love that you never feel anywhere else. You feel changes that you would have never felt prior to becoming a mom. But one thing you need to ensure that you feel is safe. You need to be safe around the people around your child too. And you need to make sure that you get the away from people that are committed to making you feel unsafe for having natural emotions and feelings that come with motherhood. Fuck out of here.
No, I am not giving you a safe place to talk about how you don't want to be a mother and how that's the.
Y'all, she literally said everything perfectly to me. That's why I wanted to play it. She said everything perfectly. Case and point, right? Especially when she goes into the fact that so many people, those same people that are encouraging you to have the child, especially those, and I see this a lot, encouraging you to have the child when you get pregnant, encourage, I'll be there. And even if they are there, it will not prepare you for what is different for every woman, which is postpartum. Now, obviously, if the more help you have, it decreases the chances of the severity of postpartum, because postpartum is not just the same experience for everybody. It's very, like, the bandwidth is huge. Okay, that bandwidth is huge. So what I went through may not be what someone else goes through. Someone else could be going way worse than what I went through, right? So there's no way, but I feel like we should be having honest conversations with our children, especially when they get to that age where they start to feel those hormones. Be honest. Be as honest as possible. Saying that you regret motherhood is not saying that you necessarily regret the child. It's saying that you may regret the person you had it with. And I know, you chose them. Relax. I'm not hiring her for that conversation right now. I have my reasons for believing that you can't just break it down to you chose that person. Because if that were the case, then why are so many women so unhappy, right? In motherhood. I myself am a single mom. I have a daughter. At this time, she is 12 years old. I do not regret having her. In fact, I remember I wanted her. However, I do regret having her the way that I had her, in the sense of I do wish I had waited for a better compatible partner. And I also wish that I waited till I was in a place where I could have provided her a better life in regards to the struggles that we went through and are still kind of going through at times. And I know a lot of these like, oh, you chose. I get it. I did choose that. But I can choose something and regret it. I wish I gave her better. She deserves better. She deserves more. And I don't think me regretting and sharing that regrets to other mothers is me disrespecting the relationship I have with my daughter, because it is amazing. She's amazing. I love her. I wouldn't change her for the world. I just would change the circumstances, right? And as much as you want to hold me to the fire as a single mother for the choices that I made in keeping her, knowing my situation, again, at the time, I was heavily influenced by Christianity. God will make a way. God didn't do this for no reason. God's going to help you through this time. Motherhood is like, it's again, focusing on all the major beautiful things about motherhood. And there are many, but not really being real about the realities of motherhood that aren't the best, that don't feel the best, that the struggle, understanding what your body will go through. You're literally putting your life at risk to bring a child into the world. And you should think long and hard about who you're going to do this with. But even as I say that, I know that at the end all be all, there are married women who regret motherhood, right? Married women, traditional wives, right? That the total traditional lifestyle, that are getting on this internet and telling y'all, this is not what I thought it would be. And I do think that, again, it's that misinformation, that miseducation, that realness, right? So that we're told by family members, friends, movies, TV, everything else, that pushes women towards the course of becoming a mother and wanting motherhood. And it's a lot of fantasy. It's a lot of fantasy mixed with fiction. And I think anybody who is a mother could look at it and see it that way from one degree to the next, right? I'm not saying everybody thinks it's so extreme. And there are mothers out there that are like, no, I made the bestest choice. I have no regrets. Maybe you had a better upbringing than some people. Maybe you had a better community than some people. Whatever the case may be, I don't think we should silence those who are being real and honest about their motherhood experience, right? So I'm actually going to show you what we're seeing now as well, because certain women, sorry, that's bothering me. This is bothering me. Certain women are getting online that don't even have children, are like, you know what? I don't think that I will. I don't think that I will have children. I don't think that I want this for myself. I'm going to get into that as well. One second, let me pull it up. I think because of this whole thing, my thing's just moving real slow. So this next video I'm going to show you is of a woman who she says, I don't want to be a mother anymore.
I don't know if I
And
want
she's
to be
not.
a mother anymore. Growing up,
Hold on.
I've always wanted to be a mom, but the older.
Let me pull that back. So she doesn't want to be a mother anymore. And it says here, it breaks my heart that I may never, I not ever, blah, 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 blah. It breaks my heart that I may not ever experience that beauty of motherhood. Right? And she's having a transparency, both motherhood, etc. So let's get into it.
I'm actually scared. I don't know if I want to be a mother anymore. Growing up, I've always wanted to be a mom, but the older I got, the more I understood the world, the worse the world got. I'm starting to change my mind. I feel like a lot of women were lied to about what motherhood really was. Growing up, we thought it was peaches and roses. because a lot of women, they didn't feel a space to feel comfortable enough to say how they really feel about motherhood
Exactly.
because they were so severely judged. But now that we have the internet, we've seen the truth. A lot of women are coming out with the truth and they're saying, no, this is not what you thought it was. Also, the older I get, I didn't know how demanding motherhood is, the kind of person I am. I need breaks. I need mental breaks. When I'm sick, I like to go in my room and lock myself in the room and close the door. And then other mothers, I hear them talking about the constant worry when they go to daycare and the constant worry when they're not in their possession. I'm already an anxious person. And it's such a beautiful thing to be a mother. I help women become mothers, and I myself don't know if I want to be one. Anyway, I had to express my feelings. Kind of makes me sad. I love children, but mentally, I don't know if I could deal with that in the capacity that it takes to be a mother. And I salute to all mothers because, oh my God, what a job. I'm actually scared. I don't know if I want to be a mother anymore. Growing up, I've always wanted to be a mom, but the older I got, the more I understood the world, the worse the world got.
Yeah, y'all. See, and these are things that she should be considering before considering becoming a mother. Should consider all aspects. And it's the fact that there are a lot of married single mothers. So a lot of you are saying, well, get married first, get married first. A lot of men are so brainwashed by the patriarchy, they literally think that it's their job to go to work and come home and that everything else is up to you. A lot of my married friends talk about how their husband is their number whatever child. They don't get the help and assistance. They don't put in their share of the work and they don't think they need to because they financially provide. Y'all, y'all don't see this? I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone in this. I know I'm not alone in this, okay? I know I can't be. We're going to get into this next part of the video. I'm just going to play another quick break while I get together these other videos that I want to play for y'all.
Hey, y'all. Do you need a gratitude journal? Well, if you do, me, myself, and I, Dayna Patreace, aka the Black Fairy, have gratitude journals available for sale in the link below. They go for $6.99 USD, and no worries. By clicking the link in the bio, it will send you straight to your country and to your currency. So don't worry about that. But just to give you a rough estimate, it is $6.99. Now, if you didn't know, gratitude is one of the best ways to not only affirm what it is that you want in your life, but to affirm what it is you want to see
The
in your
Vatican will
life.
be doing this
With that
ritual on
being
Christmas
said,
Eve where
this
they
is a great tool and opportunity for you to take a part of. It's an inexpensive way for you to tap into the law of attraction. I highly, highly recommend it. And I love y'all. Link in the bio below.
Hey, y'all. So we are back. And I actually saved some videos and I can't find them, but I pulled them up here anyways. And this is about the traditional wives, right? This is about the traditional wives because a lot of, like I said, a lot of people are going to come here and be like, well, that's what you get for not getting married and blah, 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 blah. But you can still feel like a single mom within a marriage and even become a single mom after marriage because men are known for abandoning their children after their women leave them. Their wives, girlfriends leave them. They will abandon their children. They'll even go start a new family. And it's statistically proven that this happens amongst men, much higher than amongst women. So we're going to get into it. I'm just going to pull up. Let's see. There was one. Where's the one that I was? Okay, so we're going to start here with this young lady here.
I used to be a trad wife and now I'm a single mom. It all started back when I was a teen mom. I was 19 years old when I got pregnant. I was not married. When our daughter was like a week old, we just eloped at the courthouse and made it signed, sealed, and delivered. We were married. I was married to a military man, and my job was to be a wife and a mom. I wasn't supposed to have any time or any thoughts about doing anything other than being a wife and a mom. I love my kids very dearly, and I do not regret my decisions to have them. I do regret my decision to pick the partner that I picked to be their dad and to be my ex husband. I had very low self worth and self esteem and thought that I was only good at being a wife and a mom because that's what I was shown growing up. It wasn't until we were teenagers that my mom ever started going to college. When she got married, she didn't have a college degree. She was in the military and she did her 4 years in the Air Force. And my dad was a career military man. And my mom just married him and became a trad wife. And don't get me wrong, trad wife life comes with perks. I think it's best when you pick the right partner. I've seen a video talking about stitch this and tell me why marriage is hard. Marriage is only hard when you pick the wrong partner. My ex-husband would make fun of my weight. He would make fun of the little gap I have in between my two front teeth right here. Basically, anything he could find to make fun of, he would make fun of it. But he would try to play it off as if it was just him being sarcastic and that we should make fun of each other. And don't get me wrong, I know there's couples out there like that, and that is the way they show their love. And I am not passing any judgment on how anybody else lives their life. I just know for me, coming from a house where we never did that, it really sent me into, like, I would say, emotional distress. I wanted to laugh all of the things off, but deep down inside, I knew all of the jokes were true and that he was basically just making fun of me our entire marriage. Of course, at the time, I probably didn't realize all of that until I was out of the marriage. I love my kids very, very, very much, and I do not regret my decision to have them. I love them so much. But picking the wrong partner did a number to me even post-divorce. I was tormented for years post-divorce. My ex was so controlling to the fact that he wanted to try to control my sex life after divorce, after many years of divorce. And he was already married and had a kid with his now wife, who was his wife back then also. Anyway, all of this to say is pick smart when you are picking the father of your children, the mother of your children, and you are picking a partner for life. Do not take that very lightly. That is one of the most important decisions you will make in your entire life. Next to what toppings you want for your Chipotle bowl. Also, it's very important to have the hard conversations in an early relationship and in an early marriage, that if your partner is doing something that makes you feel uncomfortable, that you bring it up and you have the guts to have the hard conversations. That is one thing I definitely messed up in my relationship, is that I let my husband at the time make all the decisions. I basically had no voice. I don't even know if I would have been able to speak up, because after we were divorced, when the kids went to go live with him, because my kids went to go live with him and I paid him child support, I would say I had no say-so on how my kids were raised. I learned that very quickly, that my voice and my opinions on my girls did not matter, and that I should just fall in line with anything he says to do. I used to be a trad wife, and now I'm a single mom. It all started back when I was a teen mom.
So y'all, hear it from the horse's mouth. Wait, it's this way for me. Hear it from the horse's mouth. A traditional wife who is now a single mom became a single mom. And look how, even during her marriage, how he treated her. And yes, they got married young. She was a teen mom. They got married young very quickly. But then that's exactly how they used to get down back in the day, right? You get pregnant, you're marrying her. Period. You made your choice. When you laid down with her, you decided that this was going to be your wife. Even if you didn't really decide that and you were just trying to get one off, you got her pregnant. This is your responsibility now. Marry. I'm sure there was a lot of resentment on both sides, from her husband and even from her, in regards to doing all of this thinking that this is the way it should be done, right? Because that's what they tell us, that's what they promote, that's what they push, right? But here she was, and you heard her story for yourself, right? It was like having another child, which again is reminiscent to what I've heard from the everyday wives that I have in my life, right? The truth is that, again, more and more women are feeling this way. It's becoming way more common, which I think is a good thing. I think this is a good thing because the more open and honest we can be with each other, the more open and honest we could be with our children, I feel like it'll start to create a space to really fix these issues that we are having when it comes to parenting and parenthood. And I do have my own ideas about how we could solve this issue, but that is for another time and another day. Let's see. I want to play one last video. Sorry, I have a lozenge in my mouth. I've been fighting off the sore throat. But what was the other one?
This is going to be controversial, but when it comes to the triad wife at 20 to single mom at 40,
I actually know a woman in real life that this happened to, and I know online we're seeing.
I think this is this, y'all. I'm not sure because I thought I saved the ones that I wanted, and I'm not sure, but we're going to play it and see. YOLO.
It took me a 10-year marriage and 3 kids to realize that I've never actually wanted to be a wife. Hear me out. I know it sounds terrible, but the truth is, it doesn't feel terrible at all. If I had known that I would have this kind of peace from living alone, baby, I would have done this shit a long time ago. For many of us who got married at a really young age, I think that we just really didn't understand the difference between getting married and actually maintaining a marriage. I mean, when you're young, forming relationships and making new commitments is so much easier to do when you don't actually understand the type of dynamics that you're creating by committing to those relationships. There is a nuance of gender roles in marriage that I don't think that I was essentially prepared for. Even growing up in a 2-parent household, I really feel like I underestimated the amount of going along with things, the preserving of the male ego, and really just this type of performative femininity that always felt really inauthentic to me. So there's this fine line between compromise and submission. Like, submission in itself is really performative. I've watched it firsthand. And submission is almost like an art form in itself. Some women are better at it than others. And I'm not going to lie to you. I suck at it. I mean, I just can't sit around with somebody in my ear saying, let me lead, lead me where, because it seems like you want to lead me into a damn heart attack. I am emotionally and physically and mentally being led into distress. And I mean, as much as I try to sort of kind of minimize myself and kind of take a back seat to things that I knew were not necessarily okay with me, I think that the more I did that, the less of myself that I felt. And it created this feeling of just feeling very disconnected with myself. And again, it just felt really deeply inauthentic to me. I think that marriage is like a dance in a lot of ways. And in this dance, you often have to sort of give up little pieces of your autonomy. And I mean, that's fine, as long as both parties are actually consenting to this power dynamic. My issue is what happens when it's no longer beneficial for both people. That's when I feel like it starts to create this cycle of abuse and resentment. Because at this point, submission is no longer the type of submission that you signed up for. This is basically, I just want you to shut the fuck up and let me do you any kind of way, and I'm just going to expect you to stick around. And a lot of times, it's not about just sticking around. You're also expected to continue to carry the emotional and mental labor of keeping the relationship intact. So it's like you don't even honor or have reverence or gratitude for the roles that you created. And I feel like if you're going to participate in this social construct, then it has to edify and uplift you in some way, right? I've seen great marriages, and this is not an anti-marriage post. Like, I've seen the type of social stability that comes from a good marriage, the families that come out of good marriages. But when it's no longer mutually beneficial, when it's no longer contributing to your well-being or the well-being of your family, what's even the point? It took me a 10-year marriage and 3 kids to realize that I never actually wanted to be a wife. Hear me out. I know it sounds terrible.
Okay, y'all see, they know how terrible it sounds, but they're sharing anyways because they know the truth may help someone else, and it is helping other people. More and more women are not choosing to have children. And now there's a whole movement going on, right? We have the 4B movement. We're seeing more and more articles and research showing that women are actually happier being childless and marriage and single. I was going to say marriageless, but that's not a word, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? And this is what's really making the men upset, is that we're sharing this information and we're changing the narrative and we're taking back our power, which in turn has made them, you know, in some places go so hard as to not let women speak, like the women in, what is it, Lebanon? Or in the US, banning abortions, right? Controlling women's bodies. I mean, if we really weren't that important and weren't that needed, then why go through all this trouble? So I'm actually going to play this last little commercial while I get this last part together that I want to do for this video, because I think I've made enough points with the videos that I've chosen. And I think that my point has been, you know, made. So let's get into it. Sorry. I'm going to play this next video and then we are going to just get some conclusive thoughts.
Hey, you guys, it's your girl, Dayna Patreace, aka the Black Fairy. And this is just a quick reminder to please like, share, comment, okay? Subscribe, click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any lives or new videos that I'm posting. And I promise to be posting more than ever now. And that is just a free way to help support me and support this channel. And it costs you nothing, okay? So without further ado, this quick reminder is now over. Thank you for watching.
Okay, y'all. So like I was saying with this video, right, and I have my notes here, right? The truth is, and I'm repeating myself, but I'm going to repeat myself again, is that women have been feeling this way, okay? Maybe not so much online, but I'm sure many of us can look back and see, like, you know, my mom told me either like wait for marriage or motherhood isn't easy. You don't want to get pregnant early, all these little things. They didn't go into depth. They didn't go into the depth that we see now, but they've been telling us, they've been warning us. That's why your mother wants you to get an education. I think even like the dynamic of like, why is my mom so much harder on me than my brother, which is completely wrong. But I think it's because they want to instill this into you so that you don't have to do the same life. Sorry, have the same life processes as she did, right? She doesn't do that to her son because in her mind, the patriarchy is going to do what it do with him anyways, right? She can't win that battle, but maybe she can help you create a better life for yourself. And I feel like that's a part of it, but it's still wrong. We need to be 100% honest and not only start within our homes, again, not just with our daughters, but with our sons as well. Again, women aren't even choosing motherhood anymore. You know, this, like I said prior, the research is out. One of the happiest, I believe the happiest, but because I'm not sure, I'm going to say one of the happiest demographics of people are single women who are childless, right? So always say, hey, you're a single mom, you're happy, you got at least 50% of being happy by just remaining single. You've done the work just by choosing to be single, whether you've had a child or not. Like me, I've had one child, couldn't get me to have more. Even if you paid, you have to pay me a large sum of money, right? Because in Canada, they do technically pay you to have children. They give you child bonuses depending on your income, but it's still not enough. especially today, especially now with the prices that are the way that they are with inflation. Right? And just to show y'all, hold on, because I want to stop sharing this. And I want to share another screen because I Google researched it, right? Because I don't want you to be like, oh, you're just saying that you're a man basher. No, it's true. It's true. So I Googled, one second. Go back here. Oh, share it, add to stage. So I Googled right here, and I'll even make it bigger. Let me put it bigger if I can, right? So even right here, you can see that I Googled women who are single and childless are the happiest. The study found that unmarried childless women are the happiest population of all. A committed relationship of marriage can translate to financial support and less loneliness, but it also raises questions. Here it is. Look, The Guardian. Women are happier without children or spouses. Study finds single women without children are the happiest. Why so many single women without children are happy? Child-free single women are amongst the happiest. And I could go on and on. I don't want to go into that. I'll probably do a separate video for that as we're almost into an hour here. But the proof is in the pudding, my loves. The proof is in the puddings. Okay? Happiness does not come from motherhood. Right? I don't think you should even do that to your child. Have a child and then expect them to be your world and your happiness. That's a lot of the same mistakes that we make even when entering into relationships. We expect them to be the source of our happiness when the source of our happiness has always been meant to come within us. And I feel like as time goes on, the way that this society and culture and patriarchal structure continues to disrespect the divine feminine, we will continue to see a decline, because we're seeing decline in birth rates in places. I mean, what was it, North Korea, where we're seeing the 4B movement that happened there. They didn't have any first graders last year because women are not participating. They've removed themselves from the chat, right? Sorry, I just want to take a look at my notes to make sure I go over everything. Right? We also see a higher rate of celibacy. Women aren't just being single, they're just cutting off sex, period. Can't get it from them. Okay? And this is just the beginning of the divine feminine rising, that divine feminine energy rising. We are starting to see our worth. We've been, and I swear, I say this to my friends, but I feel like the worst decision men made was to give us our rights, was to give us equality in certain aspects, because they didn't really follow through on that as well. But they did a disservice to themselves, which is why they're backtracking now, right? They thought that they had programmed us enough through enough generations that allowing us to do things like read, open our own bank accounts, own property, that the programming would still have us under the foot of men. And all it's done is emboldened us. We are going to school more. We are learning more. We are some of the best entrepreneurs. And they're like, oh, damn, oh, snap, what did we do? But it can't be undone. I don't think that it will turn out the way that they want it to. I think as we continue to move forward together, we can definitely create change. And I do think it will take women coming together. I know not all women, okay, because some, they can get left behind, right? A lot of women have some internalized misogyny that they need to heal before they come into the divine feminine space. And we welcome you at that time. But if you have all that internalized misogyny, you want a man to rule you, you think that that's their place, then I would suggest that you continue to do your research on patriarchy, continue to do your research on women, right? And the history of women. I think that we need to start looking at the real deal of which is the fact that we were the first slaves. We were the first to be enslaved before we were enslaved by race. We were enslaved by gender. And it was the women who were enslaved, given ownership to your father to be sold and bought at the highest bidder, right? With that being said, y'all, that is it for this segment. I hope that I was able to share some information, hopefully open our minds and hearts so that we are more supportive amongst one another as women. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all soon, very soon, promise.
Yes. I fall in love with myself, and I want someone to share it with me. I want someone to share me with me.